Hey guys, I know a lot of you have been researching the case of Christopher Watts for over 12 months now. So if any of you have the answer to any of my questions, please be sure to let us know in the comment section below, and feel free to provide links to that information too if you can. Well, you know, we're being told that Christopher Watts' wife purchased a house back in 2009 with less than 10% down, which seems rather odd considering the housing crisis of 2008 and the strict lending standards that were in place by December of 2009 when she purchased the house, right? So if any of you have access to those documents, I'd be very interested in seeing the income to debt ratio worksheet. And I would really like to see the income verification form. I think that'd be really interesting, especially if we could get a handwriting expert to take a look at those signatures on that income verification form. Did you guys know that Christopher Watts bought the house in Colorado all by himself? His wife wasn't on the mortgage at all, and then 1 month later he signed a quitclaim deed which served to put his wife's name on the deed, of course. Interesting. Do any of you have access to the quitclaim deed that was signed in July of 2015, right in the middle of that bankruptcy? Have you guys heard? This is what I've heard, that Christopher Watts actually signed a form accepting full liability for all of his wife's debt. And I've also heard that he signed a form relinquishing his interest in the home. Now that doesn't make sense to me, because we all know that Christopher Watts' wife died without any money. If her name actually even was on the house at that point in time, then it sure seems to me that her creditors should be able to tap into that equity, right, to be paid. But it sounds like Christopher Watts took all of the bills, you know, sitting in prison of all places, right? Like he's going to have a chance ever to make enough money to pay those bills. That's what I'm being told. He signed the form accepting full responsibility for all of her debts. Well, he also signed a form relinquishing any interest in the home. So his only possible way of ever being able to pay those debts that he's taking full responsibility for would be from his equity in the home, right? That just doesn't seem right. Have you guys heard that there was a fundraiser to pay for the funeral? Well, I've heard that, but I've also heard that one of the MLMs that Christopher Watts' wife was involved with actually paid for all of the funeral expenses. Have you guys heard that there were fundraisers for helping with travel expenses? Well, I've heard that, but I've also heard that the county actually reimbursed those travel expenses. I don't know, you guys. What is it about the case of Christopher Watts? We have so many questions still unanswered. And it seems like every new day brings a new set of questions with it. I'm going to put a link to a video in the description. Take a look at it and let us know what you think.